All right, so let's talk about the positives that we've seen, at least in our city. The past few months have been exceptionally good for the Mumbai infrastructure development. In fact, we've seen 5 big projects launched successfully in quick succession, including the Santa Cruz Chembur Link Road, the monorail, the Eastern Freeway, the Mumbai Metro, and of course the T2 airport as well. Now, the discussion we're having today is how will this really impact real estate prices? So we've invited many guests on our show. We ask Ajit Mittal, the Group Executive Director, Indiabulls Group, Hari Prakash Pandey, the Vice President Finance at HDIL, and Ramesh Nair of JLL India to comment on all of this. Our guests are with us, so let's start off with them. Mr. Pandey, I'm going to start off with you. What is the exposure that HDIL has to many of these pockets that could benefit from higher connectivity?
Morning, Sonia.
Hi, morning.
I think we have a lot of projects spreading from Ghatkopar to Mulund, wherein we have approximately 3 to 3.5 million square feet of project. So with this connectivity coming in last couple of months, we have seen the volume pick up in these areas, especially in Ghatkopar, Mulund, Kurla. So yes, there has been a strong presence in the eastern belt for us, and with this point-to-point connectivity coming, and the volumes have started now to move up. So it's a positive sign for Bombay real estate.
Okay. Mr. Mittal, what's your sense, more as a veteran in the industry itself, when infrastructure projects come up for the first time, at least in my lifetime in Mumbai, which make the suburbs not a bad place to stay when, you can cover the distance from South Mumbai tip to perhaps Ghatkopar and even beyond in about half an hour. Does that reduce the premium in South Bombay pockets?
Absolutely, Lata, but let me put one straight. I don't look at this recent spurt in the metro projects in Mumbai from the prism of a real estate developer alone. As somebody who is a very perceptive observer of the ecosystem, I can say this augurs very well for the system as a whole. For Mumbai to emerge as an international financial hub, this was a key imperative. Developing point-to-point connectivity, the kind of infrastructure that was needed to decongest the city, it's a huge plus. Having said that, yes, definitely the projects, particularly in the suburbs, are definitely seeing some momentum now as the connectivity improves and the commute time gets sharply reduced. We also, to that extent, definitely stand to benefit, as we have sizable presence in some of the areas like Panvel, where in fact the game changer could be the new airport that is on the anvil for some time. And also the next step, the next paradigm waiting to happen is the Trans-Harbour Link, which is going to redefine the sort of topography of Mumbai. If you really want to decongest the city, it's not just a question of commuting from Mumbai suburb to southern tip of Mumbai, but it's also creating a huge parallel satellite city, which is what was conceived and envisioned by the urban planners. So unless that happens, there won't be a huge impact on decongestion of the city.
Absolutely, so Mr. Mittal.
That is what I'm waiting for.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. The speed with which, well, I wouldn't say speed, perhaps they just got bunched together, and the coming up of these projects now gives confidence that other infra projects in Mumbai will also materialize sooner or later. Are you already seeing any impact of that potential airport in Panvel and the Trans-Harbour Link in the real estate prices in Panvel as well as in Uran, if you have any interest there?
Trans-Harbour Link at this point in time is slightly futuristic, but definitely Mumbai Airport, things have begun to move. We do see some kind of momentum gathering on that front, and it has predictably aroused greater amount of interest. I mean, not only from the point of view of investors, but also from the point of view of end users, because eventually it is not enough to create a huge urban, sort of jungle out there. Idea is to get people out of Mumbai and live there. So that hopefully is going to happen soon, and our projects, we are very strong in the Panvel side. Our projects already have seen great amount of interest in the last few months.
If you've been in touch,
as far as price, coming to your second point, pricing, see, we are not looking at it as an opportunistic play, that okay, this is happening, so let's now move the prices. Price is again a function of so many variables. well, prices have been steadily going up anyway. So I would not attribute too much to this phenomenon of, urban infrastructure getting unleashed, having contributed to the price increase significantly. Prices have been rising on their own anyway.
Okay. Mr. Pandey, just coming on that point you made about this Ghatkopar Mulund area seeing a lot of pickup in terms of volume. How much do you think prices could appreciate in that area in the next, say, 2 to 3 years? Because, an expected implementation of a project has already caused a price hike. Now that the project is implemented, how much do you think we could see in terms of incremental price rise? Mr. Pandey, is my voice reaching you?
No, I don't
No,
think
I don't think you can hear me. So let's just try and fix that audio, and let's get Ramesh Nair of JLL India into this discussion as well. He has written a paper on the kind of expected price rise that you can see because of so much increased connectivity that Mumbai has seen on account of these projects. Ramesh, hi, good to have you in on our show. Coming on, the point that I was trying to get Mr. Pandey in on, now that these projects have been implemented, how much do you think we could see in terms of a price rise in areas like Ghatkopar and Mulund?
See, the areas which have seen the maximum amount of price increase thanks to these 3-4 infrastructure projects have been Ghatkopar, have been Chembur, Kanjurmarg, mainly all in the eastern suburbs. But what we need to remember is most of these price increases already happened. So the last year when the freeway was inaugurated, 12 months preceding that, what we saw was a 28 to 30% price increase in areas like Chembur and Kanjurmarg. So price increase has already been factored in. Going forward, we believe price increases typically would be in that 10 to 15% range, and the main reason for that is unsold stock. As we talk today, the city we have close to 36 months of unsold stock across the city, and that's an all-time high. Close to 1.5 years back, that number was less than 22 months of unsold stock. So we don't see any massive increase in price because these infrastructure projects have come up.
Mr. Mittal, if you could come in on that, there is a little bit of wealth effect now in the last 6 months. There has been a bit of good cheer on the stock markets that generates usually a wealth effect. At least further jobs in the financial sector are not being lost. Maybe a few have also been gained. Any impact at all on demand and therefore on price?
Yeah, good question. Well, wealth effect is there for anybody to see, but the trickle down of the wealth effect, the transmission of the wealth effect typically happens with a lag. I mean, it doesn't really happen overnight. So for that to happen, I think we'll have to wait for a couple of quarters. But definitely there is an increased, there is a renewed interest among the investors community, among some of the real estate projects. Particularly, I'm seeing a lot of interest from the upper middle class and high-end customers, who were waiting on the sidelines. Now there are renewed queries and interest from their side.
Okay,
but actual pickup and all, I guess, would take a while.
Since you are a prominent actor in that part of town, the Panvel Airport place, can you fill us in on what is the timetable? When are you expecting that that terminal will be up in use?
Oh, it will be very difficult for me to give you a timeline on the exact implementation of the project. But as far as our projects are concerned, Panvel Phase 1 is almost ready. Next year, hopefully, the possession would start happening. Of course, Phase 2 also is waiting to happen, but that is there's a slight amount of delay on account of some unanticipated delay in approvals. But Phase 1 is all set to be delivered, and that is kind of going to redefine the iconography. That's one of the hugely in demand projects in that area. So that is definitely going to create a lot to the ecosystem in the Panvel area.
Mr. Pandey, if my voice is reaching you now, how will all of this benefit many of your projects that have been stuck, the Malad SRA project, projects in Vikhroli, and the high amount of potential that you have in the Vasai Virar project as well? Just take us through, in the due course of time, say in the next 12 months, how will improved connectivity help you as far as these projects are concerned?
Yes, Sonia, I think in last 12 months what we have seen is that the overall the construction activity has picked up. So even in some of the suburban areas of Vasai Virar region, even in Malad, even in projects like Vikhroli where the work has again started, because of this improved connectivity, because of this point-to-point connect and the seamless travel, especially on the eastern part of the Mumbai, I think a lot of these projects have started to seeing the benefit. As I said that the volume has already picked up in some of these areas. Areas like Vasai Virar region, we have just recently got an approval for one of the largest township project, which will have around close to 500,000 houses. So overall I feel that the volume, once the volume starts to pick up, the execution has already started to happen. Approval processes have become improved considerably in last 6 months. So once the volume comes in back into the market, I think in next 6 to 8 months we'll also see a price increase. And as far as the affordable housing segment goes for us, especially in Vasai Virar and Panvel area, those have been already doing well for us over a period of last 1 to 1.5 years. So we expect now the city of Bombay will also see a renewed volume, and with all these infrastructure projects will help us getting more people from, especially from the central part of Mumbai, who would now be willing to go to Ghatkopar and Thane areas.
Do you see that proposal of increasing the FSI to 4, do you see that go through anytime soon?
No, it's not only an FSI actually. If you see, I have not heard anything about it, so I'm not sure whether it will go through. I think the problem was also with respect to the infrastructure available to support this kind of increase in FSI.
Absolutely.
I think we need to work more on parking, we need to work more on urban infrastructure of sewage and drainage and water supply. So just by increasing the FSI, I don't think it will kind of improve the problem. Yes, one step which government has taken in terms of providing a point-to-point connectivity in kind of decongesting the city, connecting the western part with eastern part through metro rail. I think some of these steps will help. Increasing the FSI, I don't see a solution as of now.
Yeah, it would in fact add to a problem. I hope not for my city's sake. Anyway, Ramesh, as you pointed out, these are projects which have already increased prices in pockets like Chembur, Ghatkopar, Kanjurmarg. What's the next big area you will watch out for in Mumbai?
Definitely the Navi Mumbai belt. We believe if you look at
Navi Mumbai extending all the way to Panvel?
all the way to Panvel. If you look at the freeway, for example, the South Mumbai to Chembur used to take 90 minutes. Today it takes less than 15 to 20 minutes. So that's a big game changer. If you look at the east-west connectivity through the metro, it's to take around 70 minutes to go from Vikhroli, from Versova to Ghatkopar. Today it takes less than 15 minutes on the metro. So again, decongesting the city. Previously everyone was using the road. Last week
So how much in Navi Mumbai you said one area, any other areas, and what kind of price rises can?
I think there will be a lot of industrial land coming up on the eastern side of the city, which will get redeveloped into residential. There's still a lot of land in areas like Kanjurmarg.
That should depress prices, isn't it?
It will keep the prices stable. That's why we shouldn't expect any massive increase of 25-30% per annum. I think we should be comfortable with that 10 to 15% per annum price increases.
And in your assessment, which are the biggest realtors, listed or unlisted, which could get impacted because of this?
On the eastern side, developers like Vadva, developers like Kalpataru, developers like Huptown, these people have a number of projects which will see a positive impact.
All right, gentlemen, this is an interesting and riveting topic and of personal interest for all of us. Thank you very much for filling us in, Mr. Mittal, in particular, Mr. Pandey and Ramesh. Thank you very much for joining us in this conversation. We will have, of course, more discussions on the upcoming Mumbai infrastructure and its impact. You can watch this entire conversation on moneycontrol.com/CNBC TV18 as well. We take a break. Thereafter, yet another interesting topic spotted by Neeraj Mansinka of Edelweiss Financial Services.